The story so far through to the series semi-finals. Mace 2, Pitbull beating Behemoth. Blade slicing Agrobot. Big Brother went through safely. Chaos 2, too mature for Big Cheese. And Gravedigger demolishing the Dark Destroyer. No more Bumble. Let's Robot tumble and Robot rumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who polishes his buttons every time he does banter, Craig Charles.
There's a lot about the world that I don't understand. Like, how come belly button fluff so is the same colour as your socks? And why is dyslexia such a hard word to spell? And why is it only short people want to become jockeys? And if birds can fly south for the winter, why don't they just stay there? Then there's the people who moan that Robot Wars is nothing but just wanton destruction. I don't get it. That's the whole point. Oh, well, for those of us who can't get enough total carnage, let's meet another 8 hulking great lumps of metal ready to slug it out for a place in our series semi-finals. Now that, I do understand. Philippa, who's in the pits?
OK, back in the pits with some familiar faces. Hello, Craig, by the way. The Napalm team with Napalm. Napalm have done absolutely no modifications to their robot at all.
None at all.
The dents from the last war, you can still see them, and there's scratches, and there's bits hanging off, and they're hoping to win. I hope they do as well. But look, meet Robopig. Daniel, this is your Robopig, isn't it? What mascara does she use? Because they're great eyelashes, do you know? A paintbrush?
She uses Dave's mascara.
She uses Dave's mascara. Paintbrush mascara, that's a good one. In fact, I probably will try that. So it's good results. This is...
Caterpillar.
Caterpillar, because it kills cats. No.
It's like Caterpillar, only different.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. And this is Bulldog Breed that pulls cars in its spare time when it's not entering Robot Wars, but it's very, very strong. That's the point I'm trying to get across, isn't it? Yeah. I'm sure they're the Mitchell brothers. The Mitchell triplets. I'm sure they are. This robot is called Aurak's Revenge. It's stunningly painted. As we know, paint work doesn't last longer than 5 minutes here on Robot Wars, but hopefully it's got the strength to match the colour scheme. Henry here with a secret weapon. There's a picture of their granny on the back because apparently
You went like to mess with her.
All right, Mike Abin, long time no see. Why is he cardboard this time?
He's in Australia at the moment.
Is he?
And he couldn't make it.
So he's abandoned us. He doesn't care about Robot Wars anymore.
Oh, but Philippa, we do. And this is how they line up. From the east end corner of the arena, then Bulldog Breed against Robopig. Caterkiller, remember, like Caterpillar, against Napalm. Henry with Granny on board against Haardvark with missing Mike. And Aurak's Revenge, Gloss, but the boss we'll see against Steg-O-Saw-Us.
From Staffordshire, Bulldog Breed.
Hugely powerful, can pull a car with 2 passengers. Took 12 weeks to build with 2 wheelchair motors, 2 steel circular saw blades and a rear end spike. But there have been problems with steering.
We are Bulldog Breed. My name is Tony Summerfield. This is Tony Bond, Chris Butler. This is a robot. It's an electrically powered robot. But the weapons at the front are tungsten carbide car body cutters rotating at 325 RPM. They're capable of cutting through 2mm material, also lifting as it cuts, which gives us more traction.
From Chippenham, Robopig.
4 24-volt motors can surprisingly only generate 4 miles an hour. The plastic barrel body shells a worry. The baseboard's light alloy honeycomb. Tasty for the house robots.
This is Robopig, driven by 4 wheelchair motors, nice and powerful. Big spike comes out the front, vicious piggy lick, we like to think. Sort the opposition out. I'll open him up, you can have a look inside. Here we go, as I said, 4 wheelchair motors, each with electromagnetic brakes, so you can't move it when we don't want it to be moved. Big spike comes out the front, straight up like that, and returns. What more can I say? Robopig.
Robot ears, stand by.
Bulldog Breed with Tony, who likes his paintballing. The captain, Chris and Tony Bond. And Robopig, Dave Peters, Andrew Forrester, and Daniel Forrester, family and friends, that team.
Activate.
It's the porker against the doggy. Bit of a slow start by the old bulldog. Not got out of his kennel yet. Oh, here we go. The circular saws, don't forget, can cut through 2mm thick metal, and Robopig, the shell is plastic. But it is very powerful, Robopig. Two immensely strong robots here. Well, he's come out of his sty, not so shy, Robopig. And just pushing the disappointing Bulldog Breed into the CPZ area. That's the corner patrol zone. Go in there and the house robot's going to attack you. And that's what happens if you go in a CPZ. The axe comes down from shunt and penetrates the skin of Bulldog Breed. It may look fearsome, but it's a bit of a puppy. And just getting a little bit of a flame torch up the backside, which won't help. Never does. In again towards shunt. And Tony Summerfield, Chris Butler and Tony Bond have got to get that team working and got to get Bulldog Breed out of that area, taking dreadful punishment. You can just see there the panels protecting the engine compartment have been punctured. Now the spike on the arena floor. The house robots come in for the kill. There's dead metal. You can see the great pincers and also the circular saw. And once again, the axe of shunt. It's been ripped to shreds. Bulldog Breed absolutely ripped apart.
And Robopig goes through to round 2.
No, come on. The Mitchell trio. You must be a bit disappointed, mustn't you?
Disappointed? Yes. Not disheartened. We're back.
The equipment let us down. It just turned itself off and just wouldn't activate, so we were dead.
I hope you're not blaming the equipment, though.
Oh, no. We'll be back. We'll be back.
I thought you were going to go in there with the plastic body, would melt all over the arena, and that would be the end of Robopig. And it didn't happen, did it?
Of course not. She may look cute, but never get in the way of a woman scorned. That's
There's
what I say.
a wolf in pig's
A wolf in
clothes.
pig's clothes.
Oink, oink, Robopig through, boink. Bulldog Breed, they're out. Caterkiller up against Napalm next.
From Guildford, Caterkiller.
The two-foot sharp, the pneumatic ram hands bite. The aluminium body shell gives protection from decay. It took 3 months to build, but is fairly light in this heat and may take a toothpasting.
I'm Keith Williams. This is my partner Jeff Hill. I'm the team captain of Caterkiller. It's a vehicle powered by fan belts from an old truck. Its main weapons are these two fixed spikes and a pneumatic spike. Comes out like that. Bodywork is aluminium and the paintwork was done by my girlfriend last night.
From Kent, Napalm.
The heaviest, tallest and longest in the heat. Back again, the schoolgirls and the teacher from the last wars. The robot mostly unchanged, as we've heard. 2 electric motor driven, cost altogether 5,000 quid.
Hi, I'm Dave Crosby, team captain for Napalm. This is Claire and Vicky from the Dartford Grammar School for Girls. We've brought Napalm back from the Second War to do some more serious damage, hopefully, in this series.
Well, Napalm in the last series was an improvement on the detonator robot this team put up in the first wars. It looked impressive. The great mandibles, a fearsome weapon. The problem was steering. On the drive, yes, and powerful, but defensively, oh dear, what happened there with Claire Greenaway at controls?
Robot ears, stand by.
Caterkiller, Keith Williams, the team captain, wants to be a computer game tester there on the left. And Napalm from Dartford. Teacher David Crosby wants to be on TV with Roger Moore. He's no saint.
Activate.
And off we go. Napalm, ponderous, but on the attack. Lovely paint job, by the way, from Caterkiller captain Keith Williams' girlfriend. Only hours before the robot took to the arena. No smudges yet. Now there's Sir Killalot, you just saw him there bottom of the screen. Don't forget, if you push your opponent towards a CPZ, It's a worthy tactic because you're pushing him onto the house robots, but it's Napalm pushing Caterkiller back towards the pit here. No traction from those tracks. Pit. They wanted to go in the pit. Caterkiller just turning away. Now that's where Claire had problems in the last series, the pit. But it's David Crosby at the controls of Napalm, just gingerly moving away from the brink of the abyss. Rather slow, steady, pensive certainly. There's Matilda, one of the house robots there, top left of your picture you just saw. You don't want to tangle with Matilda. Now, brute strength perhaps. Caterkiller, the lighter of these two robots, certainly the smaller. Napalm dented, not really repaired from the last wars. Though it took a long time to build in the first place, and this will take a long time for the judges to decide, I think. Very close.
And the judges have given it to Napalm!
And Napalm is the only robot that hasn't been modified since the last war.
It has not
the
been
only
modified
returning
at all.
robot.
Like I say, we pulled out of the pits here after the fight with Mortis last year, put in a corner at the school, dusted down, and back for this.
Back for battle.
Back for battle.
And you're through round one, so well done.
David Crosby dusted down for new battles. Napalm through, Caterkiller out, and Henry against Haardvark up next.
From Suffolk, Henry.
Again, spike weapons on the front, a steel and alloy shell. The fully charged batteries for the two motors only last 7 minutes. What happens to Henry the 8th minute, I wonder?
Hello, my name is Tom. This is Henry, and these are my two children. This is Leon, and this is Melanie. The robot is built steel and aluminium, and it took about a week to build and cost about £700. The weapons are spikes on the front, and the actual unit inside is hydraulic.
It has a secret weapon on the back. It's a picture of my nan.
From Staffordshire and West Midlands, Haardvark.
Hardy, after the last wars, has hardened steel lifting forks, 5mm thick polycarbonate shell, uses two electric scooter motors, and cost exactly £1,648.19 to build. This was Haardvark in the last series, proudly wearing slogans like violent vehicle. We didn't see too much violence, but power, yes. Good steering and control made Haardvark manoeuvrable and difficult to beat. Violent, no.
Hi, this is Team Haardvark. I'm the Captain Owen Barwick. This is the electronics engineer Mike Evans. This is Steve Farley. As you can see, the Haardvark this year has improved somewhat. We've got some nice graphics on the top, courtesy of Steve. The robot itself has changed from last year quite substantially. Inside, you can see the electronics are a little more complex than they were last year. If something goes wrong with them, our electronics engineer won't be able to do much work on them, I'm afraid. The armour is now polycarbonate, which is what we use in riot shields, and is virtually unbreakable. And we also have Kevlar in strategic places for plugging up chainsaw wheels to prevent them cutting through.
Robot ears, stand by.
There's Team Henry with Dad, Tom, Leon and Melanie. Leon wants to go and see Manchester United play. And there's Haardvark with Owen Barwick, Steve Farley, and the absolute Mike Evans in the back.
1. Activate.
And if Haardvark rely on Mike for some sort of advice, they're in trouble. They look the favourites though, don't they? More penetrating with that circular saw blade. Surprisingly though, Henry just as heavy. Oh, there's Matilda coming in to lift Henry and spin, using the tusks to get underneath Henry. A ground clearance of 50mm, that's quite high, you know, for Robot Wars. And Henry now wedged on the floor. And in some trouble, that front little spike of Henry is dug into the arena floor there. Finally away. Turning, out of danger's reach from Haardvark. Spinning. Good control and steering then from Tom Moy. But little damage or aggression on the part of Henry. Again, that circular saw seems to be Haardvark's main weapon. Oh, good control. Henry slams into the arena wall. And again, bashes the wall. I wonder what that little tongue thing is there. on Henry. I wonder how Granny's getting on the back. Well, Mike Evans seems to be under control in the centre there, the Haardvark cabin. And there the great logos on Haardvark. Volatile, violent. Really? Well, I'm not too sure. It's a little bit wobbly to me on occasion. Haardvark. Now Shunt will test those proud boasts of the Haardvark team. Henry on the attack, and that'll count if it goes to the judges. And it looks as if it may well go to a judge's decision. Oh no, I don't know. I think Haardvark's immobilised. It's stood stock still, and I think Haardvark's out here, and Henry must have won it right at the death. That's unbelievable. What a shock. I think they know it as well.
Henry the winner. They go through.
Well, we can't believe it. Haardvark out so soon.
Oh, well. You didn't have the electronics guy.
Well, no, I know. Next year, you should come. It's not fair to leave these two on their own. That was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I have to say, I don't think your granny put them off much, though, because there was her photo and chop, 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 saw.
Nearly got to
it. Didn't really make much difference, the photo of the granny on the back, did it?
Not really.
You have to get a meaner, tougher photo on the back, obviously.
Henry through. Haardvark surprisingly going out, and next up, Oryx Revenge against Steg-O-Saw-Us.
From London, Oryx Revenge.
Great paintwork, fearsome. So's the axe weapon with its 3 interchangeable blades. The shell's 4mm thick, strong aluminium, strengthened in vulnerable areas by thick polycarbonate.
My name is Peter Reynolds, this is Barry Davis and Pete Stanmore, and this is our robot, Oryx Revenge. As you can see, we've got 2 main weapons. We have these tusks at the front, which we will ram our opponent with, and when they're impaled upon these tusks, we then stab them with this mighty axe, like so.
From Southampton, Steg-O-Saw-Us.
Looks steely and spiky too. Has a lifting weapon, 2 750-watt motor driven. Team member Peter Rowe's heroes, Mickey Mouse. Will Steg-O-Saw-Us roar or squeak?
Robot ears, stand by.
Oryx Revenge, lean, green and mean. Peter Reynolds at the controls there on the right-hand side says he's a couch potato. And Steg-O-Saw-Us with
3,
Dan King, Peter
2,
Rowe and Rob Heasman.
1. Activate.
Oryx Revenge first to move with that axe weapon and also the spikes there, aiming to grip hold of Steg-O-Saw-Us. But the dinosaur turns away and comes on the attack itself and drives with great power there. Oryx Revenge onto the arena wall. Oryx Revenge slamming down with the hammer, but look at that power from Steg-O-Saw-Us. That was tremendous stuff. Driving again here. It has the greater power, it would seem to me. Oryx Revenge, the more penetrating weapons, that's for certain. But look at this power once more from Steg-O-Saw-Us. Slamming against the arena wall. This is impressive stuff here. And I thought Steg-O-Saw-Us was the underdog going into this battle. It's not proving that way. Oryx Revenge trying to get the weapon in play, finding difficulty against the far nippier and more manoeuvrable Steg-O-Saw-Us. Moving away, there you can see the little LED blinkers on the front of Steg-O-Saw-Us, 2 of them. Its main weapon, of course, the spike at the back, the lifting ram. Oh! And Oryx Revenge is in the pit and out. And that's tremendously impressive from Steg-O-Saw-Us. A real surprise. Driving Oryx Revenge back and back and back. And look at that, down in the pit. Power, precision, great control. And that's what Robot Wars is all about. The mighty humbled. And Oryx Revenge smoking. And also taking punishment from the house robots, Matilda's, Saw, also Dead Metal here with a great circular saw blade. And they want a little piece of metal, the axe from Shunt too. Here's Killalot on the left-hand side. Oh, Steg-O-Saw-Us, stay away, stay away.
Cease.
Steg-O-Saw-Us reap revenge. Let's hear it for Steg-O-Saw-Us. They go through.
Zooming across the arena, the eyes were blazing, the face looked magnificent, and then you suddenly ended up in the pit.
We got pushed around a bit.
You did. But everything worked.
It worked, yeah.
Just not well enough.
Yeah, no, we got pushed into the barriers 3 or 4 times and
not enough power.
Really. Yeah.
You're very understated, all of you, aren't you? Well, yeah, just quite shy, retiring. You come in, you do your job, and then you're like, yeah, well, we hoped we'd do that well.
No, we came, we saw, we conquered.
Oh, lovely. No more needs to be said.
You saw us go through, that's their message. Aurak's Revenge go out, and this is how they line up in round 2. Robopig, Napalm, Henry, Steg-O-Saw-Us.
Well, round 2's coming right up. But now, let's try and beat the high score in our pinball tournament. Let the trials begin.
Just a reminder of how you can score points. 5 points each barrel. 50 points for that target, guarded though by Sergeant Bass. 10 points for releasing the multi-ball. 5 points for each ball into a pit. 20 points for going up the ramp and completing that run. 75 points for this target. That's guarded though by dead metal. If you open the car door, you get 25 more points. And don't forget, Kill-A-Lot, down here in the bottom right of your picture, can roam the arena. Let's see how the earlier contestants got on. Dominator, good start. Just spreading the barrels. There you see the multi-ball release as well. This is Crusader. Promising opening. Points on the board. 50 for that target. The multi-ball release achieved 2. And then this, Suicide. An Eye of Newt, ponderous, very slow, steady, but not spectacular. This is how the leaderboard looks after 3 runs. Dominator with 160 points, Crusader with 90, and Eye of Newt with 90 also. This is Six-Pack, the 4th contestant then. A front-lifting scoop, 2 wheelchair motor-driven, 78 kilos in weight a heavyweight, with the Thought family at the controls, Andrew, Robert, and Peter.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Immediately heading for the barrels. That's par for the course. At least 10 points on the board. And another 20. Now, which direction? In comes Kill-A-Lot. Got to spin away quickly. Avoid the pit, of course. Won't take the ramp option. We'll go for the multi-ball release. This is a good point scorer. Off the front of the car there. The multi-ball release. In comes Kill-A-Lot and Matilda. So he won't go for that target, I think. Meanwhile, Bash was guarding the other target. Back for another barrel, perhaps. Steady scoring by Six-Pack. Again dodges the ramp, which is curious. Because I think he had a free run up over that ramp. Go on, get up over the ramp. Yes! 20 points. And that's the first robot to achieve the ramp in the Pinball Challenge. Look at this. That's good speed. Up and over. Can get up to 8 miles an hour, Six-Pack. Dodging the flames also of the Sergeant and Matilda's tusks to get away eventually. I tell you, this is a very good run by Six-Pack here. Points here on the target. Go on, go on, go on! What an opportunity missed! The 75-point target was there to be had. And now Matilda comes in, and that's a glaring opportunity missed. Now they'll take on the 50 points target. Well, at least that's something. Just touch the target. 50 points scored. Well, they go for the door here, at the wrong side, really. Go on, go on, go on. 25 points from the open door. Well done. This is tremendous stuff. Very impressive. And Kill-A-Lot knows it and comes in for revenge. Crushing Six-Pack onto the shell of Matilda. Talk about between a rock and a hard place. Between Matilda and Kill-A-Lot.
Cease.
But that was good stuff from Six-Pack. All the way through. Decisive steering, the barrels scattered. Then the multi-ball release. Ambitious up over the ramp. The first time we've seen that happen. The door opened, a bit of a bonus, really. I didn't think they were going to get that. But I make it 135 points, and that's a great score. Well done for the Six-Pack team. But look at the leaderboard. Still Dominator out in front with 160. That's great stuff.
There'll be more pinball wizardry next time. But now let's charge back into the wars.
And round 2, Robopig against Napalm. But first up, Henry against Steg-O-Saw-Us. And Philippus with the Stego boys in the pits.
Hey, Steg-O-Saw-Us team. You're up against the Henry team. How do you feel?
quietly confident. Extremely confident.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to win. It's not a problem.
Okay, that's pretty much summed up then. Coming back to Henry team, come on, gather round, let's have a team talk. What are you going to do? How are you going to beat them?
Just going to try our best and hit them hard.
You're quite nervous about this against Steg-O-Saw-Us, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Why? Because what's he got that you haven't got?
A flipper.
A flipper, which is a bit worrying.
So there go the confident Steg-O-Saw-Us boys, and the Henry team worried about the flipper. Steg-O-Saw-Us look mean, don't they? Henry, Granny on the back, Steg-O-Saw-Us with the flipper and the speed.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
And what Tom Moy needs at the controls of Henry is a good start here, and it has not come. There's something wrong. They're still stuck on the arena wall. Steg-O-Saw-Us backs back for a big front assault. Can Tom get Henry going? Yes, he can, just about. That was a fitful start, though, and a major worry. Steg-O-Saw-Us looks a little bit pensive. But they're being sucked into some sort of trap there, he wonders. Meanwhile, Henry's front spikes seem to have embedded it on the arena wall, and again, they do have problems here. And in comes Steg-O-Saw-Us with the ram onto the picture of Granny. I wonder how Granny's getting on there. Don't mess with Granny was the message from the Henry team. Steg-O-Saw-Us, meanwhile, had problems trying to get away from the flame pit. Lacking traction, it seemed. Oh, Henry nearly flipped over by the spike. Dodging in behind Sergeant Bash. Now there's an intelligent move for you. Exactly. What are you going to do now, Henry? Well, it's not hooray, Henry, because it wasn't a very good move, let's be honest. I think Sergeant was a little bit kind on letting you out there. I think Sergeant was taken by surprise, to be honest. And the tactic. Now Henry's tactic is to take on Shunt. Very strange here from Tom and his kids. And that's what Shunt thinks of Henry, and there the spike again. It's been a problem throughout. Its undoing is the front spike embedding on the arena wall, and Shunt comes in for the punishment of Henry. Drags Henry away, and there, well, I think we've had the whack of the blade of Shunt about 6 times. The 6 blades of Henry, perhaps. Oh! And in goes Steg-O-Saw-Us with another crumpling run. Look at this. Oh, dear. Magnificent stuff from the Steg-O-Saw-Us team. And meanwhile, Henry's now caught by the jet of flame. And the smart paintwork, well, goodness knows what's happened to Granny, meanwhile. The smart paintwork is being scratched. Ah, dear. That's Sergeant Bash's claw. That is dead metal, elevating the circular saw to come in. Oh, look at that. Henry hacked. Henry hold. Hideous Henry. And Granny's getting a haircut. Well, it's a little bit of a head-splitting headache for Granny. And again, slicing in dead metal. And the poor old Henry team.
Well, it wasn't hooray Henry. Steg-O-Saw-Us was dynamite. Steg-O-Saw-Us through to the 3rd round.
You're not looking very jubilant.
Well,
Why is
it's
this?
early days. It's early days.
Is that
Only our
why?
second
You're
round,
thinking
so
still what you've got ahead?
to see how long we can last. We're glad we got this far.
Looks as if it comes from an ancient past, but it's heading into the future, Steg-O-Saw-Us. And next up, Robopig and Napalm.
Robopig is next in, so Daniel, how do you feel? You've got a very special job today, haven't you? What is it?
Driving the robot.
You're driving the robot. Are you worried about the Napalm girls? Do you think they might beat you?
No.
No, good. Confidence, see? That's what we like to
did you
say.
say their robot looked like this morning?
Yeah.
A pile of junk.
A pile of junk? You think their Napalm looks like a pile of junk? Oh! Fighting talk, then. Did you hear that? Daniel reckons your robot looks like a pile of junk.
It is a big pile of junk. Daniel's spot on there, isn't he,
I
Daniel?
agree with you.
Girls and boys come out to play. Well, hey, revenge for the junk jibe? I'm not too sure. Daniel at the controls. Napalm and Robopig. Will Daniel...
Roboteers, stand by.
...be able to bring home the bacon?
2, 1, activate.
Or will Robopig get the big pork chop from the mandibles at the back of Napalm? There you see that piggy tongue licking out, and it's quite deadly. Again, flicking out there. A little blade on the front of Robopig. A lifting spike to get underneath Napalm, perhaps. David Crosby at the controls, head teacher in the Dartford school. Robopig, a little nudge back on Napalm. How powerful are those mandible jaws against a plastic piggy? Well, at the moment, the victory could be in the piggy bank. As once again, it's the more aggressive taking on Napalm. Pushing it towards the side of the arena and into the CPZ. And that's shunt ball with a mighty blade onto the front of bruised and battered Napalm. Robopig pushing Napalm back towards that CPZ again, or was Napalm dragging Robopig in there? It might have been very intelligent stuff from David at the controls. And there the plastic body shout of Robopig taking punishment, but getting away with it. The wheel spinners is flicked up. Well, I don't know what happens. You turn turtle in the animal world. What happens when a piggy turns upside down? Go on, young Daniel. Get control of your oinker out there. It's brilliant. Piggy up on his tail. He's going for a piggy back on Napalm. Look at this. Up you go. Little bit of a piggyback. And still moving onwards. Great stuff from Robopig. Still standing on his hind legs. Well, oh, look at that. Oh, dear. Eventually rolling over. Oh, poor old Daniel. He'd done so brilliantly. Still spinning upside down. Anyone fancy a little bit of belly of pork? Yes, the house robots certainly do. They're a bit of pork rind at the end, look. He's hardly giving it a pork scratching, is he? Killalot comes in as well. Oh, they're all in for the kill now. And the Napalm team know they have this one, possibly by default, because of what's happened to Robopig. Killalot. And I think we do! Smoky bacon! And Killalot's on fire too! And that's the first time we've seen that in Robot Wars history! Killalot taking punishment! It's Porky's revenge! Killalot on fire! How about that? Go, Killalot. I'm not too sure if he can go anywhere. Well done, Daniel!
Robopig toasted, Killalot on fire, Napalm the victors. I love the smell of toast and bacon.
Do you want the lashes? I know you could do some slightly longer ones.
Oh, do they suit me? Wait a minute,
definitely.
wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's you.
Oh, they're a bit smelly. You can tell they've had a roasting. Yeah?
They're all shouting, they're going, turn left, turn left, turn left. I'm going, where's left?
It is, it's a cute
We got it here.
And I've got its eyelashes.
Lashes to lashes, dust to dust, Robopig go out, Napalm through. And that's the final.
And now for the main course. Two robots hungry for a place in our series semi-finals. One's going to bite off more than he can chew.
Steg-O-Saw-Us is the lighter of the robots in the final, but look at this power against Aurak's Revenge, one of the heat favourites in its first battle. Dumping Aurak's Revenge into the pit. Henry was no match whatsoever. for this impressive Steg-O-Saw-Us. Look at the slam against the arena wall. Now this is Napalm. Took a judge's decision to get rid of Caterkiller. Didn't turn into a butterfly really, Caterkiller. And then Robopig, of course. Splendid balletics. But Robopig eventually toppled and Napalm went through.
So, last trounced, Henry, by you, which was a difficult fight, wasn't it?
It was.
It wasn't easy, but this one's going to be even harder because it's Napalm, who, however rubbish they think they are, always seem to manage to get through.
Yeah, that's what concerns us. They seem to have a lot of luck on their side, don't they? Yeah, to be as difficult as any other battle, I'm sure, but we're confident.
Are you in full working order?
Yeah, we've only sustained a couple of minor dents on the front.
Fantastic.
Other than that, no problem.
Oh, look, your trophy, isn't it?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just one ear, that's all that's left.
That was after we had the Deacon Wall.
I heard that laugh.
Steg-O-Saw-Us, feeling confident?
Yep.
I can't believe this Napalm robot got this far.
No way.
No way.
Question of luck, I think.
Oh, so you're feeling really cocky.
Yep.
Prepare to do battle. Well, you heard what I said. I can't believe you got this far.
Not too bad, yeah?
Oh, I'm pleased with how far we've got so far.
What do you think of this Steg-O-Saw-Us robot, though?
Oh, it should be a really good match.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah.
You feeling confident?
Yeah.
Prepare to do battle.
Steg-O-Saw-Us. Dan King's hero is Jimi Hendrix. There he is, all along his own watchtower. And David Crosby and the Napalm team. Can they make a silk purse out of a sow's ear?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
This for a place in the Robot Wars Series semi-final. Tentative opening. Steg-O-Saw-Us with the slam again on that front shovel of Napalm. Difficult to slam into it, as Steg-O-Saw-Us did against Henry in its last fight. I don't think that weapon of Napalm's too punishing, let's be honest. Steg-O-Saw-Us with the shunt now, back into shunt in the CPZ. Napalm riding high up on Steg-O-Saw-Us and crumpled. But it does look like a pile of old junk when you look at it like that. Napalm doesn't look as if it'll be long before bits start falling off. Steg-O-Saw-Us again with the powerful drive. Look at this, straight onto the snow plough of shunt up in the air against the arena wall. Dragged back for another go. Tattered and torn. The dreams, perhaps, of Claire Greenaway, Vicky Allgood and David Crosby in that Napalm team from the Dartford score. Again, Steg-O-Saw-Us on the attack. Dan King and Peter Rowan, Rob Heisman, look here, as if they've got this heat final sewn up. Napalm can't get away at the moment. I think they're trying to get it away from the arena wall. Instructions from Vicky to her head teacher. Maybe detention next week for Napalm, but not in the arena, I don't think. Not going to be around much longer. Or, I don't know, because Steg-O-Saw-Us has been pushed against the arena wall now, and in comes Shunt. And now, the heat final favourites are in trouble. Steg-O-Saw-Us on its side. That's good work by Napalm to recover from their dreadful start. And it's the turn of the Steg-O-Saw-Us boys to manoeuvre itself away. They did well, actually. I thought for a minute they were wobbling. In comes the dinosaur. Oh, and the front is rendered and ripped apart. Look at this. Slammed against the arena wall again, flapping. And that's not just the team up there in the control box. That's the robot too. Dragged towards Killalot. Pushed back again into the centre of the arena. House Robot's hungry for a little taster of Napalm. It might have Napalm breath. Ooh, you wouldn't want to get in the way of that. But it certainly is not setting this heat final aflame yet. Napalm. Spiking the arena floor. That, of course, is where the pit normally is. But not for a heat final like this. Skimming over the top and straight onto the grinding, lancing weapon of Kill-A-Lot, into the guts of Napalm, desperately trying to stay alive. But the writing is not just on the front of Napalm, it's on the wall. Brave to the end, Steg-O-Saw-Us a little nudge. Kill-A-Lot with the grasp. Looks to me as if something's falling off the front of Napalm too. Bent and buckled. Look at that, absolutely destroyed. In comes Steg-O-Saw-Us. How is it still moving? What a brave effort from Napalm. Looks like some old car that's been through the mill and crumpled in a wrecker's yard. And he's still going, just about, and on the attack, would you believe, right at the end.
Cease.
Well, that's a tremendous final.
Well, while the judges make their decision, let's look at some highlights from that battle.
Steg-O-Saw-Us on the attack early on. Points will be scored with that drive. Back comes Napalm, no damage sustained. Riding piggyback on Steg-O-Saw-Us and the scales of the old dinosaur. But then, this was the surprise. Napalm attacking, Steg-O-Saw-Us on the arena wall, eventually getting out though, and the end damage, and I'm sure terminal, was sustained by Napalm.
And we have a unanimous decision. Not much of a surprise there. The winner is Steg-O-Saw-Us. Yes! Well, that was easy. Napalm is going home in a bin bag. I mean, you just battered him. Is the camaraderie great in the pits, or is it all push and shove and handbags at 10 paces?
We'll find out when we go back in there.
Good luck as you continue on Robot Wars. Well, the Earth was once ruled by the great dinosaurs, and we've still got one left on Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
Got moored.
Oh dear, it did actually. I mean, there was one bit where you were a napalm sandwich, weren't you? I mean,
Napalm on toast now.